might actually need a couple more pens. Let's see.
Yeah, there should be 4.
This one.
There's already 4.
Awesome. Okay, yay. Okay. So anytime we get together and we gather a group of women, we love to tell you a little bit about how we make our money in Mary Kay and why we're so excited about what we do. So we're going to go through and I'm going to tell you what you're going to write in each one of those lines. So it's going to be fun. And this is what our starter kit looks like. When you start a Mary Kay business, this is what you purchase to get started in Mary Kay. It's $100 to get started. You get all this good stuff and you get all this fun stuff in the bag. That's the only requirement to get started in Mary Kay. So that's really fun. And then after that, we help you make some decisions about different things, next steps and all that kind of stuff. That's the only thing it takes to get started. And if it doesn't interest you in the least bit, that's fine. It's no big deal. We just like to tell people about it because if I hadn't heard about Mary Kay, I might have been still stuck at that dead-end job at Union Pacific Railroad. So I'm very grateful that somebody told me about this because I was working 8 to 5 Monday through Friday in corporate America, downtown Omaha, 8 to 5, and I felt like I was stuck in a jail. I seriously did. I just couldn't do it. And I was 21 years old, and I was invited to a Mary Kay event like this, and they told me a little bit about the company. I went, wow, that sounds like so much fun, and I had never tried the product, but I thought, I'll figure out how to like the product. I signed up for the marketing plan. I wanted to get out of my job. And 31 years later, I'm still loving what I do so much, and our unit has won 14 free cars. Every other year for 28 years, I've won a free car, and we're just about ready to win a Mary Kay Pink Cadillac.
Woohoo!
So that's really exciting. So it's very fun. You probably saw my Mary Kay car parked in the driveway, and it's fun to drive a Mary Kay car. I did run to exercise class today, not looking too much like a Mary Kay director, but it's okay because we have a life too. I always put my makeup on, but I wasn't too fixed up, so that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and go through a few reasons why women choose a Mary Kay business, and after we go through this, if it's something that you would like more information about, or you know someone that you think would be really great in Mary Kay, someone who just would really love to do something like this, someone that just wants to have something to do. Sometimes people are just bored. Sometimes people just want a little extra income. We have a couple of different situations here. Sarah got into Mary Kay.
I was bored.
What's that?
I was bored.
She was kind of bored. She was searching for something to do because she was staying home with her kids and a little restless. Sarah, I didn't know when I first met her, but she's very much an achievement, competitive. She was a competitive cheerleader coach, so she likes to achieve things and to give someone gives her a challenge, and by golly, she's going for it. So April, on the other hand, is the same way. I'm not saying you're not that same way, but she, on the other hand, wants to reduce her hours. That she's working. Sorry, don't tell anybody. Don't tell her. The people she works with, so don't tell anybody that. But she would really like to be able to stay home a little bit more with her kids. And when I was working for someone else, when I was working at 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, I would see a lot of women arrive at work bawling because they had to drop their kids off at a daycare center or something. And I was just sad, and I thought, I don't have any kids, but someday I don't want to do that. I want to be home with my family. So when I was able to bring both of my kids home in a pink car, and they've always been at home, and I had a nanny come in for a little bit, a couple of days a week so I could work, but they've always been able to be home with me, and I think that's really a great accomplishment. I'm very grateful for Mary Kay for that opportunity, and I've loved it all these years, so that's really fun. Okay, so I might have you guess some of these things. So the very first line, I bet all of you know what that might be. What is that?
Money.
It's money, exactly. So write down money. Very good, Rose. I'm impressed. You know what that is.
Gold star.
9 out of 10 women get into Mary Kay for extra income. Sometimes for a full-time. I got into Mary Kay to replace my full-time job. Some people get into it because they want to go on a vacation. They want to go to Europe. They want to, who knows, every million different reasons, but it usually somehow involves extra income. Or we have a gal that's got into Mary Kay. She's got huge student loans. She wants to get those student loans paid off. And so that Mary Kay can help her do that. The second picture, this is a little difficult. This is a bunch of little squirrels holding up a little boy. And it's kind of an interesting picture, but what it stands for is support. And what happens is when you start a Mary Kay business, like when Sarah and April both started their Mary Kay business, I'm here to help them. My job is to help them have a successful business. Whatever they want to do with their Mary Kay business, Sarah wants to win a car. April does too, but Sarah wants to win hers really fast. So her first month in the business, she sponsored in 5 new people, and she's on target for her car. She finished her first month of her car qualification. Very first month in the business, and I'll tell you about that car in just a minute. So my job is to help support her goal. My job is to help April support her goals. So anybody that comes into my unit, my job is just to find out what you want out of the business and then help you find it and answer your questions. I'm kind of the liaison between the company and you, learning all about there is to learn. Because there's a learning curve. It takes a little bit of time. It doesn't happen overnight. So that's what it is. Plus we have the support of the company. The company also provides us with our wonderful products, our great tools that we use, everything necessary to run our business. The company supports us with that as well. We have an 800 number. We offer 100% satisfaction guarantee. I think I already told you that. If there's anything you don't like, then the company replaces it for us. So we're not out anything. So we always encourage you, if you're not loving your products or it's the wrong formula, or you get home and you try this foundation, you go, I'm just not comfortable. It doesn't look as good as I thought it did. I need something else. Then that's our job, to help you fix that. So we are your consultant. We are your person to help you with your skincare needs forever. So it's really good. Okay, the next picture, I bet you guys know what that is.
Family.
Family, very good. So much of what we do in Mary Kay is for our families. You know, a lot of us are putting kids through college. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't want my kids to have any student debt. So I'm hoping to help them graduate debt-free. Just everything that we can possibly do for our families. Sometimes it's your parents. Sometimes you need to be there for your parents if they're aging or elderly or sick. And then, so many, many different things that family encompasses. The next picture, if you go down to the picture with the lady with the sash, that's rewards and recognition, but you can just write prizes. That's kind of encompasses it all. We didn't know that we loved, none of us knew before we got into Mary Kay that we were prize motivated. We didn't know that we'd love to win stuff. I've won both of these diamond rings. I've won a diamond tennis bracelet. I've won diamond earrings. So many things that I've won just for doing my job. And I think that's so fun. And it's just, you know, we dangle other little things around, you know.
Umbrellas and things.
Little trinkets like umbrellas and sunglasses and various different things just for doing our job. And we reach for that. And women, we love that kind of stuff. Where men, they would go, just give me the cash. You know, but women, we like cash too, but we like to kind of work for that kind of stuff. So that's really fun. The next picture, I bet you can guess that. Faith. So that represents faith. Our philosophies are faith first, family second, and career third, and in that order, we all know that everything works. One of the things that happens in Mary Kay is your transformation can actually happen in your life. It did for me. I was a different person when I started Mary Kay 31 years ago, and I've become a more positive person. I've become a better mom, a better wife, a better mother, just everything. It just has made me a better person because we just learned so much about working with people and about ourselves and what our goals are and what our future holds. And so it's really fun, and it's just great to be self-employed. Okay, the next picture, what do you think that might be?
Friendship.
Friends, yeah, girlfriends. Let's put it together, girlfriends. Or friends. And what that means is that your friends become your customers. So people that you love and that you work with, they become your customers. And then your customers become your friends. People that you don't even know, they become dear friends because they become your customers. So it's a really great win-win situation. I get to see a lot more of my high school friends because they're my customers, so they call me, order product, I drop it off, and we talk, and they go, oh, let's talk about Mary Kay. So it's really fun. The next line down, this is a really fun picture. I love this picture. This is a cat in front of a bunch of barking, gnarling dogs. And that picture, that cat is shaking its little boots, isn't it? It's like, what in the world have I gotten myself into? And this represents courage, because it takes courage to start a Mary Kay business. It takes courage to step out of your comfort zone, try something new. It's always just kind of like taking a chance on yourself. I didn't know if I'd be good at Mary Kay. I had no idea. But I thought, if I see a Pete Cadillac someday and think, gosh, I wonder if I could have ever won one of those, if I'd ever tried. So I tried anyway. I'm going to win one of those. So that's really fun. The next picture represents our products. I'm quit letting you guys guess. Sorry about that. And our products are the #1 best-selling brand, so we outsell everyone. And they told us this weekend that Estee Lauder was frustrated because Mary Kay was winning everything. We're always #1 in everything. So instead of them competing with us anymore, they just bought all the other companies. Like they bought Lancome and Estee, all are owned by Estee Lauder. We still outsell all 12 companies. We still, one company outsells all those products because we have so many things to offer. These products are marketed to skincare class like this. This is how we market our products. Let's say that Ashley decides to be a hostess. She invites 3 or 4 of her friends in. It'd be similar, just like this, how we market our products. Also can be marketed at an individual one-on-one facial. So if someone doesn't want to be in a group, they don't want to take their makeup off in front of other people. Sometimes people don't. Some people have skin issues, they might have a lot of acne or breakouts or whatever, and they just really want a one-on-one appointment. We offer that as well. The next picture represents, that's kind of a cruise ship right there, so what would that be? Yeah, travel, vacations, trips, whatever. I love to travel. That's one of my passions. April and I both love to cruise. I've been on a few more cruises than she has. I'm a lot older than her, too.
I have 3 under my belt.
Yeah, you're 3 under your belt. That's really great. So our our family's gone on 9 cruises. We love to cruise. We've been to European cruises. We've been locally. It's just really, really fun. I'm happy that my Mary Kay crew has afforded my family to be able to travel a lot. And that's really a fun thing. The next picture represents being your own boss. So we love being that, so you can just write own boss, whatever. It's really fun to work for yourself. I pick my schedule every day. This morning I decided I was too tired to do something that I was going to, so I slept in. You know, I just look in the mirror and say, hey boss, and that's what you do because you're retired. But I'm not retired, but yet I have the privilege of having the flexibility to do whatever I want. Also, another thing that's really great about Mary Kay that's not on there that also is part of being your own boss is tax deductions. Because everything we do is tax deductible, so we get to keep a lot more of our money. We don't have to give it to Big Uncle Sam because we can get a write-off from everything that we do. So that's really awesome. Okay, the next thing is the free cars, one of my favorite things. Gosh, how many of you have seen a pink Cadillac? Yeah? I talk to people in Michigan, they've never seen one before. It's crazy. I guess they don't have much Mary Kay up there. It's time to change that.
Yes, it is.
But anyway, I won every different car. I mean, I can't even tell you how many different cars. I've had Griegos. When they started out, the middle car that we can win was pink. Now it's black. Mary Kay's offering a Ford Mustang right now. Our unit's already qualified for that. But we're going to shoot for the Cadillac, and then if we fall back, we'll fall back to the Mustang, but we aren't going to.
It has pink lights.
We've already jumped over several cars. I've turned a few down this year, so it's just fun. Mary Kay pays the taxes, license, and 87% of the insurance. So it really is gas and go. So I don't really get too hung up on the gas prices because I have a free car. So it's just really nice. 28 years. And I just tell you, my gal that did my nails today told me that the average car payment is around $500 these days. So that's really sad. I mean, I'm very blessed. So I've never made a car payment. So yeah. Okay, the next picture represents flexibility. And we've talked a lot about that. That's my freedom and flexibility. I'm a freedom and flexibility person. I don't want to work for someone else. I want to be free to do what I want to do. The next picture represents, you guys want to guess?
Climbing the ladder?
Yes, very good, Ashley. So advancement, climbing the ladder. One of the things I loved about Mary Kay, when I first started Mary Kay, I did not have a college degree. I do now. Went back and got it, but at that point I could still climb the ladder of Mary Kay, not based on my education, my years in the company, or based on anything, but just the effort I put into it. And just like Sarah, she's on target for her car. She's the first month in business. She thinks she knew a lot? Not really. It's just on sheer enthusiasm and then my help.
Yes, a lot of that, a lot of artist help.
Okay, the next line, that's just our mission statement. And so that's enriching women's lives. And that's what Mary Kay's whole purpose is. That's what not her necessarily, she's died many years ago, but when she started the company, that was her whole philosophy. Golden rule, old-fashioned values, but yet truly wanting to just make a difference in women's lives. And oh my gosh, you could hear the stories. You have no idea all the things that this company has meant to so many people. People that lived in dirt houses, like this one gal was telling us, she was born in a tent. And now she's making, 10 to 15 to 20,000 a month in Mary Kay. So it's just amazing the things that people have done with this company that started with nothing that truly are making a difference. So if you would, write your name at the top of that. And then if you would, tell me, just take, in your wildest imagination, what in the world would you consider something that might interest you? What of those things like appeals to you, stands out as something, maybe 3 or 4 things that you might circle that would just really think, oh my gosh, that would be so fun.
If we have more than 3 or 4, you can circle more than 3 or 4.
Sarah circled all.
I circled the whole thing. I was really fired up. I circled the whole thing.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to spend about 5 to 10 minutes on color. So it's always fun to see what people think are fun. You guys aren't even circling the cars. Did anybody circle the cars? Oh, no. All right, yeah, sounds good.
Because I'm one of those people facing that $500 car payment.
Yeah.
You have a nice car, I'm sure, but that's a lot of money.
It is.
And it's so fun when you first get it, and it's all shiny and new and beautiful, and you don't think that $500 car payment will be that bad. And then it gets old after just a few, Yeah, exactly. And like my car, I've had it since last October, and it's not even a year old, and I'm already like, I can't wait for my new car. I'm spoiled. I get a new one every other year, so.
But the nice thing too, if you don't need a new car, then you can take a cash payment.
Yes, you can also take
instead.
the cash.
So if you want to go buy something else, or just put it in your pocket,
you can do that. I've done that before too with one car, so. We